How's it going, everyone? This is Bobby Sharman, back with another video. It's good to be back, to be honest. I took some time away from making videos because I had a potential opportunity that I was preparing for that ultimately ended up getting postponed due to, well, you know. Oh my... How's it going, everyone? This is Bobby Sharman, back with another video. It's good to be back, to be honest. I took some time away from making videos because I had a potential opportunity that I was preparing for that ultimately ended up getting postponed due to, you know. But as it stands now, I do have some time again to make some more videos. Today's one I'm particularly excited about because I finally get to formally introduce my new best friend. And while this instrument is as fantastic to hear and play as it is to look at, it's not without a great story of how we came to meet and ultimately decide to forge our futures together. Let me tell you a story. So I've been interested in upgrading my instrument for a couple of years now. I kept kicking it down the road for a few reasons, some of which were things like, not feeling 100% ready to upgrade my instrument because I felt like I hadn't maximized the potential of my current one. And then there's the financial risk that comes from taking out a loan to purchase what really amounts to a new car. And then there's that touch of crippling self-doubt, which we all know and love, and that sort of made me question whether I was even deserving of a nice instrument. I also wanted to wait until I found the one. It's almost like choosing a lifelong partner to marry and start the rest of your life with, because really that's almost exactly what it is. And then I saw an ad on talkbass.com. Xavier Jacquet bass, circa 1850 Miracore. Audition winning bass. I won my position as assistant principal of New Jersey Symphony, and Joe Conyers won principal of Grand Rapids on this bass. Okay, you have my attention. Please continue. 41.5-inch string length, round back, last 3 years, new bridge, tailpiece, and end pin, and this summer had new cleats put in and every crack resealed. That's awesome. And it has a stamp inside. Amazing. These are all good things. Oh, and there's some pictures attached to it too. Oh my. Everything that I'm reading here is screaming, this is the one. Now, normally I sit and stew on purchases for sometimes months at a time, but I knew this was going to be bought quickly. So I contacted the seller and we made arrangements to meet in New York in early February. Great, can't wait. February rolls around and, well, this is happening. This isn't actual footage of the weather in Omaha on the day I left, but this is basically what I was dealing with. I'm not sure if it was pure determination or stupidity or both, but I decided to leave Omaha in the middle of a blizzard. The first leg of my journey was in complete whiteout conditions. Visibility was nearly zero, and I felt like I was driving through a graveyard of stranded cars, wrecked semi-trucks, and overconfident 4x4 SUVs. Seriously, just because you have all-wheel drive does not mean you're invincible. You do still have to stop the vehicle. Anyway, I successfully made it to my Airbnb in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and the next day of driving was infinitely easier. A beautiful, snow-free day the next day led me to Kieran O'Hara's shop in Brewster, New York, where I finally met the bass. Now, mind you, I had played a handful of other wonderful basses that day. A gigantic Prescott, another Jacquet, a Cloudeau, a mammoth-sized Klotz. But I kid you not, I played 4 notes on this Jacquet and I knew I wanted to buy it. So I made arrangements with the seller and I took it back to my hotel room. It was then that I discovered that there was yet another blizzard that was on its way, and I was likely to be stranded if I stayed there. So it was about 8 p.m. when I got back to the hotel room, and that was the moment that I decided to pack my bags, check out of the hotel, and hit the road to get as far west as possible before I encountered snow. So I got west as far as Clearfield, PA, waited out the snow there for the night, and things were mostly clear for the rest of the drive home. All's well, right? Well, that's when I noticed a really concerning sound coming from the front suspension on my 2011 Kia Sorento. I figured I'd be able to make it home and just deal with it when I got there, but the sound kept getting worse, and by the time I hit I-94 around Chicago, The pothole-infested roads, not subsidized by tolls because I'm a cheapskate, made it sound like the front half of my car was just going to fall completely off. So I stopped, called around to a few places to no avail, and ultimately ended up just simply walking across the street to a nondescript brick building that just said M&D Auto Repair on it. The owner worked me into his schedule, and it turned out that one of my front struts was nearly destroyed to the point that it was a safety hazard. Yikes. Anyway, big shout out to the owner of M&D Auto, Mark, for being such an understanding person. I learned more than I cared to know about snowmobiling that day because he had a ton of stories to tell me. And thankfully, the rest of my trip was pretty uneventful, so I finally made it home. Except the fun is not over yet. See, the funny thing about Nebraska winter is that it's around this time, usually in February, that there's this tendency for the weather to get bitterly cold, often dropping down to -20 and -40 degrees Fahrenheit. So let's just say that the base did not like that. Within 2 days of arriving in Nebraska, 3 seams popped right open. And even after getting those closed up, about a week later, the base started to buzz like crazy, and this was like the day after I was approved for the loan and got everything paid for. Shit. I actually took this opportunity to pay a visit to Chris Threckeld at Heartland String Bass Shop in Iowa City, and he was kind enough to give me some suggestions on locating and gluing buzzes from surface cracks in the top, which is what it ended up being. I was finally able to locate the buzz and get it to stop. Thank God. So I guess this is all to say that there were a lot of things stacked against me in my pursuit to find, retrieve, purchase, and then immediately begin to maintain this fine instrument. But as Timothy Oliphant famously said in the movie The Girl Next Door,
always know if the juice is worth the squeeze.
The juice was definitely worth the squeeze. At this point in the video, I'd like to share a couple of playing examples that I recorded this week. I started posting these playthroughs on my Instagram, so definitely be sure to go follow me over there at bobby.charman. I really do hope you enjoy. If you've made it to the end of this video, thank you very much for watching. I am planning to revamp my excerpt tutorial series with videos on the excerpts you just heard, so be sure to get subscribed to the channel so you won't miss out on those. I hope you're having a fantastic day today, and I do look forward to seeing you in the next video. Catch you later. Bye.